Coming up at 5, people are injured when a fireworks display goes haywire. I'm Dave Ford, and I'll have that story. Now, you have to eat 6 cups of watermelon to get that Viagra effect. And at 92% water, once you're ready to go, you may just be going to the bathroom. The fireworks scattered fragments all over this field, injuring employees of the company as well as people in the crowd. With gas prices steadily rising, police are encouraging station owners to beef up their security. Lieutenant Finn came running after the shooter. He ducked down behind this car and started firing back. The unique hat, designed by Devo bassist Gerald Cassell, is copyrighted and trademarked, but the similarity doesn't stop there. He also wears the little Devo jumpsuit and plays a Devo-esque kind of new wave tune. This is where Paula Gretzinger found the 6-month-old baby, wrapped only in a blanket. Every summer, thousands of visitors come to Lake George to take advantage of this. But this week is not about the boaters, it's about the bikers. So don't be afraid to come on up and join the 50,000 plus at Americade. Just remember to be safe and have a great time. I'm Dave Ford in Lake George, NSRT News. According to police, it happened about 10 o'clock last night. A witness walking by saw a box trailer with 2 large tanks parked above these access hatches. Now, police tell us that these underground tanks hold over 3,200 gallons worth of gas. The suspects parked, dropped their hoses, and siphoned out about 3,000 gallons worth. Now, the police best estimates are it took about an hour and a half, which is a pretty bold and amazing feat. The question is, why is security so lax? Good evening, and thanks for joining me. I'm Dave Ford. Vermont State Police didn't arrive at Francine Morgan's house until 2 hours after she called 911. News Channel 13's Mark Mulholland has our top story live from our Saratoga newsroom. And fire investigators are trying to figure out what sparked flames at the Rotterdam Industrial Park. The fire was discovered around 5 a.m. in a bay at Building 6, an area filled with pallets and paper goods. The roof of the building collapsed, but no one was injured. Employees had already evacuated. Same-sex couples from around the Northeast are traveling to the Berkshires to say "I do" after years of being told you can't. This after Governor Deval Patrick said okay to out-of-state gay marriages in Massachusetts. Jessica Layton caught up with a couple from Syracuse who made the drive to Pittsfield for their marriage license today. Jess? A report of a stolen car in Albany ends with the car in the river and the owner facing charges. Police say 27-year-old Michael Rivers called just before 5 this morning to say his car had been stolen, but later admitted to pushing it into the river at the Port of Albany. Police say Rivers appeared intoxicated when they caught up with him. He's now charged with falsely reporting an incident and may face more charges from the Department of Environmental Conservation once the car is pulled out of the water. Divers plan to use a sonar device tomorrow in hopes of finding the car on the river bottom. Motorcycle shops across the country are reporting record sales. But how is business looking in the capital region?
In this area here, the capital district, the economy is still doing real strong, so the bike sales have been good. Across the country, pretty decent, but there are some places that have been flat.
According to Jim Zabrowski at Spitzy's on Central Ave, 2007 was one of the best years on record for motorcycle sales since the gas crisis of the 1970s. He says if the current trend continues, 2008 should be even better.
The month of April was 70 bikes, and this month we're just about at 50, and we got a couple more days, and so it should be about another 10 bikes for the month.
And they may even have to turn some people away.
We are on pace to run out of bikes for this year, so it's a good thing for us.
With gas prices continuing to rise and no relief in sight, we could see a lot more of these on the road this summer. Gas tanks on these bikes hold on average of 3 to 6 gallons. At today's prices, that's about $12 to $24 to fill up, as opposed to the 50 or 60 you're probably putting into your car. And hey, you can't beat the mileage.
You can get 40 to 50, 45 probably an average. Sometimes, 37 if you're a little more aggressive. But there are guys too that I hear 53, 54 miles a gallon too.
So if you've ever thought of buying a bike or have one in the garage that you just haven't gotten around to fixing up, now might be the time. In Schenectady, Dave Ford, NSRT News. On a more positive note, the Guilderland School District has appointed a new elementary principal, but he's no stranger to the district. The Guilderland School District has had their share of controversial personnel issues this summer, but Chris Sanita says he feels very positive to have made his career in Guilderland. Sanita is the new principal of the Pine Bush Elementary School on Carmen Road.
I think I was very fortunate to have gone from a teaching assistant to a teacher to essentially an assistant principal to now a building principal, all within the same school district.
Sanita has an extensive background working at the upper levels, and after 15 years working with teens, he says the elementary curriculum will probably be his biggest challenge.
But that challenge, again, presents itself to me with a great opportunity, and the opportunity is to become more of an instructional leader with the school district. Sanita seems comfortable in the role of instructional leader, and he's already begun working on new initiatives for his building, such as technology acquisition and expansion of the foreign language curriculum. It's programs like this, the Foreign Language Early Start program, that Mr. Sanita says is so important to give kids that early exposure, and it's the kind of thing that's going to be very important to him in his principalship. As you can see, this banner is going to be visible by those kids as soon as they walk in the front door. And when they do walk through that door on opening day, where will Principal Sanita be? Wherever I'm needed. I plan to have my schedule be pretty clear on that first day, so that I am accessible to whatever concerns arise throughout the day. Sanita is just as positive about his future in Guilderland as he is about his history with the district. He says he's looking forward to a great school year. It's your blood pressure, and it's something that's relatively easy to get under control if you check it. Which begs the question, how often should you check it?
Every 6 months seems to be the standard.
Dr. George Schilling is a surgeon who sees patients for a variety of health problems. He says it can be dangerous to leave high blood pressure untreated because it affects major organs and blood flow.
The main problem with high blood pressure and diet, of course, would be cholesterol deposits in your heart. If a plaque, for example, the deposit because of the high blood pressure flies off into your brain, you get what's called a transient ischemic attack, which as the name implies, will go away after a few hours. Or the major problem would be a stroke, and a stroke to the point of even death. It's scary to think about, but Dr. Schilling tells me these days checking your blood pressure is so simple and accessible, there's no excuse not to do it, even if you don't go to the doctors every 6 months. Many pharmacies now have these do-it-yourself blood pressure stations where you can come in and actually take your own blood pressure. And the nice thing about this is it's really easy. Dr. Schilling told me that 120/80 is considered normal blood pressure. If you check it and it's higher than that, he says it can be treated with medication or just some changes in lifestyle. Preventive medicine, follow up with your family physician, diet, exercise, everybody should do it, me included. And so just try to take care of yourself a little, especially as you get a little older.
In Utica, Dave Ford, NSRT News.